In this video I'm going to show you how to do the cable stitch. Sometimes it's called the cable tower because you have these long rows of the cable stitch going up your work. So let's see how we do this. Hello, my name's Karen Stangram and welcome to Conquer Crochet, the channel for tips, tricks and techniques for conquering your crochet. Everything I talk about in today's video will be linked in the descriptions below. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss a single stitch. So if you're keen to get going with this video, give me a thumbs up and let's do this. So for this tutorial I'm going to be using a double knit yarn from Aldi. This is the So Crafty yarn in pink. I'm going to be using a 4mm crochet hook, scissors for cutting off my ends and a needle for sewing in my ends. So to begin with, we're going to make a slip knot, and you can do this in whichever way you prefer. And we're going to make our foundation chain. Our foundation chain needs to be made in multiples of 8 plus 3 for turning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's for one row of the pattern. So make your foundation chain now in your multiples of 8 plus your 3 for turning, and I will see you when you've made your foundation chain. So I've made my 24, which is my 3 multiples of 8. So I'm now going to do 3 more for my turning chain. 1, 2, 3. And to start the first row off, we are going to work a row of half trebles. That's half doubles in US terminology, half trebles in UK terminology. So we're going to do that in the third chain from the hook, so not the one on the hook. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to yarn over, insert into the chain, yarn over, pull back through that chain loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So your 3 chain at the beginning counts as your first half treble. Then we have our second half treble and we do it again in the next chain. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And we're going to continue in the same way, making half trebles or half doubles in US all the way down our foundation chain. So pause the video now whilst you complete your row. So I'm just coming to the last stitch on my first row there. And that's our first row of half trebles worked across our pattern. So to start the second row, we're going to chain 2 and we're going to turn our work. This chain 2 counts as our first half treble. Now, one thing I wanted to point out, sometimes in patterns it says counts as a treble, sometimes it says it doesn't count. So when it counts, it means you don't crochet into that first gap because this counts as the stitch that would go in there. If it doesn't say counts as treble, then you would work into that stitch. So in this pattern it counts, so we're going to make our first half treble into the second space along. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And this second row is exactly the same as the first row. We are just going to work half trebles all the way down our stitches until we get to the end of the row. So pause the video now whilst you complete this second row. So I'm coming up to the end of my second row here. And then we're going to chain 2. Turn our work. Again, this is going to count as a half treble, so we're not going to work in that stitch. you're going to make 1 half treble in each of the next 2 stitches. So not going in the first one there, so yarn over, pull through those 3 loops, we're now going to make 4 front post double trebles, or front post trebles if you're using US terminology, 2 rows below, so not in this row, we're going around this row here. So we yarn over twice and we're going around this stitch here. This is the first row where it gets a little bit tricky. After this, going around your front post is a lot easier. So yarn over twice, find the post that you're going to work behind and come out through the other side. Yarn over and pull your yarn back behind that post. You should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. And there you've made your first front post. So you can see it's slightly raised compared to the other stitches. So we need to do another 3 of these, so we're going into this one here. So yarn over twice, into just before that stitch, go behind it and come out the other side. Yarn over, pull back through, should have your 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2. Now we're going to go behind this stitch here, so yarn over, insert your hook behind the post, yarn over, pull back through behind that post, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And the final one, yarn over, go behind that post there, yarn over, pull back behind that post, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops. So there you have your 4 front post double trebles, or front post trebles in US. So we're now going to move back up to the top line here where we have our stitches from the previous row, and you can see we haven't worked into the top of these stitches here, so we want to make sure that we don't work into those because they are covered by these front post trebles. So working into the next one that we can see, we're going to make 1 half treble in each of the next 4 stitches. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we're going to do our 4 front post double trebles again into that 2 row down. So yarn over, I'm going to go behind the stitch, yarn over, pull through. Should have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's go around the next stitch. So yarn over twice, into the stitch, going behind it, yarn over, pull back through behind that stitch, got your 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2 out of the 4, so yarn over, go in just before the stitch, go behind the stitch and come out the other side. Yarn over and pull that yarn back behind that stitch. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Got 1 more left to do, so yarn over, insert, behind that stitch, yarn over, pull that yarn back behind the stitch. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And there's our pattern of 8. So we have 4 half trebles and then 4 front post double trebles. So now we're going to go back to doing 1 half treble in each of the next 4 stitches. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're going to start our front post double trebles again, going in 2 rows down. So pause the video until you have 3 stitches left to complete at the end of this row, and I will join you back there. So coming up to the end of my row, and I'm going to do 3 half trebles in each of the last 3 stitches. So that's 1 and 2, and the third one goes into the top of that chain that we made at the start of that previous row, and that just gives us a nice edging to our work. To start the next row, we're going to chain 2. That counts as our half treble. We're going to turn our work. Because this counts as a half treble, we're not going to crochet into that first gap there. We're going to do a half treble in the next stitch, and we're going to half treble in every stitch working across. The main reason for this is if we started doing our pattern again, we don't have our front post trebles on this. This is the wrong side of the work, so we need to work our way along so that we can then start working into our raised front post double trebles on the other side. So work your way along this row with half trebles all the way to the end, and I will see you at the end. So pause the video now. So I've crocheted all the way to the end. I'm just going to do my crochet into that chain at the beginning of the row just to square my row off. Going to chain 2, and I'm going to turn my work. So the chain 2 counts as a half treble, so we won't be crocheting into this first gap here. We're going to make 1 half treble in the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, all 3 on your hook. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through all 3 on your hook. Okay, this is where the fun begins. We are now going to start crossing over our double treble, our front post double trebles. So we're going to skip the first 2 stitches that we did, and we're going to work in the next 2. So we're going to yarn over, yarn over. We're going to ignore the current row we're working on, and we're going to go behind this 3rd front post treble. So we're going to go behind that stitch, yarn over, pull the loop of yarn through. You've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to work in the 4th one. So we yarn over twice, go behind that post and come out the other side, yarn over, pull back through. You've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to go back and work behind these 2 posts. So yarn over, we're going to go behind the first one. So behind the post, out the other side, yarn over, pull back through. You've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to go behind the second one. So yarn over, go behind that stitch, yarn over, and pull that loop of yarn back through. You should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's how we get this sort of crossed over effect, the sort of twist, if you like, within our cable stitch. We're now going to do 1/2 treble in the next 4. Now you need to be careful that you don't go into this one above your cable stitch here, because actually that cable stitch, front post treble, double treble, sorry, lies over that stitch. So we're going into 1, 2, 3, 4 before the next pattern. So 1/2 treble in that stitch, and once you do that, you'll find your cable will start to lie flat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're then going to repeat what we did here. So we're going to skip the first 2 front post double trebles, and we're going to go into the third one. Yarn over, go behind that third post, yarn over, pull back through. Should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's go into the fourth one, so yarn over twice, behind that post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we're going to go back on ourselves to that first post, yarn over, behind that post at the other side, yarn over and pull your loop behind the post. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Then we're going to go through that second one, so yarn over, go behind the post, yarn over, pull through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And there we have our second pattern. So again, we're going to do 1/2 treble in the next 4, being careful not to go into that stitch just above your treble there, because that's going to lie over it. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we're going to do our pattern again. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3 behind the third one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Behind the fourth one, so yarn over, behind the fourth post, yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2 and 3. Then we're going to go back to that first post, so yarn over, behind the first post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then behind the second post, yarn over, behind the post, yarn over, pull the loop of yarn through, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops. Now at any point, if you need to, you can go back and rewind the video and watch how to do any of these stitches again. So we are now left with our final 3 stitches, which we're going to 1/2 treble into each one. So yarn over, and that's 1, and that's 2, and then the top of that 2 chain, we do our third one. Going to chain 2, and we're going to turn our work. At chain 2 counts as a half treble. Note that our sides are still going straight up. So again with this row, because we're not working on the cable side, we're just going to half treble in every stitch all the way along. So pause the video now whilst you do your pattern of half trebles all the way along this row. So pause the video now. So I come to the end of the row of my half trebles. I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. That chain 2 is going to count as a half treble. So I'm going to make 2 half trebles in the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 and 2. And we're then going to do our front post trebles again. Now this time is going to be a little bit trickier. We're not going to do the crossover. We're doing exactly the same as we do in the third row here. But we need to make sure that we go behind the right stitch. So we're going to go yarn over, yarn over. This one that's sort of going on a diagonal here, we're going to go behind that stitch. We're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So again we need to find that second post, which is also a little bit on a diagonal and slightly hidden by these two. So yarn over, find the stitch and go behind it, yarn over, pull through. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. These two are slightly easier because you can see these 2 stitches. So yarn over, behind the first one, pull your yarn back through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and again through the final one, yarn over, behind that stitch, so behind that post, yarn over, pull your loop through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Then we need to do our 4 half trebles, so 1 half treble in the next 4 stitches, making sure we don't go into the ones to do with the trebles. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and 4. So again we're going to go without doing the twisting going back, we're just going to do 4 straight front post double trebles. So yarn over, look carefully for the stitch that you need to go behind. There's our first post, yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over behind that post, make sure you've got the right stitch, yarn over, pull through, should have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. As I said before, these ones are slightly easier because you can see them because they're at the front. So we make our front post double treble through there and through the next one, so yarn over twice behind your post, yarn over, pull that yarn through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. And that's essentially the pattern all the way down this line. So we're going to do 4 half trebles, then we do our 4 front post double trebles around these 2 stitches that are sort of hidden, then around these 2, and we finish off our row with 3 half trebles. So if you meet me at the end of this row, I can show you what we need to do next. So we've come to a pause in our work here, and you can see how our cable stitch is working. On the wrong side you don't really see anything, but our cables work up on the right side. So essentially the pattern is to have a row of half trebles, then you have a row of front post double trebles with our 4 half trebles in between. At the start of the row you have 3 half trebles, the turning chain counts as 1 and then you make 2 more, and then at the end of the row you have 3 half trebles and that final one goes into that turning chain from the previous row. Then we do a row of half trebles again, and then when we come back for the next row we do our twisted cables, so we work into 3 and 4 of our 4 cables from the previous row, then we work through 1 and 2. We do our 4 half trebles, we work our twisted cables into 3 and 4, then we do 1 and 2, and we continue that along the row with our 3 half trebles at the end. Then we do a row of half trebles, and you just basically work your pattern up with front post straight, half trebles, front post twisted, half trebles, front post straight, then half trebles, and etc. until you have your piece the length that you'd like it to be. And that's how we do the cable stitch. I really hope you found today's tutorial useful. If there are any information that you need to find out about this video, have a look in the descriptions below where I post all the links to any freebies and other videos I think you might find useful. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed this video, to give me a thumbs up below. Don't forget also to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you've enjoyed it and you'd like to see more of my tutorial videos. There are 2 other videos on screen to help you on your crochet journey, and I will see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and happy hooking!